Should I use Adobe Commerce Live Search? Maybe yes, and maybe no. But you'll know after watching this brief video. I'm going to give you the details, including something I've rarely seen discussed before. Pros, cons, and the ultimate decision process, which is actually simpler than you might think. I will give you the details as they are with the promise of no sugarcoating.
Now, son, I don't sugarcoat things, unless it's a donut.
I'm guessing you know what Adobe Commerce Live Search is? Well, what a surprise! It provides search capabilities, category page listings, and product recommendations for your website. Who would have thought? But so does Klevu, or Searchspring now they're together, and Algolia. So choosing the best solution is hard because each has its pros and cons. In this video, I will give you 5 points that provide context about Live Search. Will it be a winner for you? We will find out. If you are already on the paid edition of Adobe Commerce, there is no cost for Live Search other than, of course, the initial implementation costs, which is a really attractive thing in this environment of increased cost scrutiny thanks to these economic headwinds. Combine this with the forthcoming value adds we're going to be discussing, and it's an interesting superpower. Cutting Klevu or Algolia does result in extra cash, and if you're happy with the live search results, you have provable ROI on the development cost at a bare minimum. Or on the other hand, if you're using Elasticsearch or now OpenSearch for your search provider, you will have better results. Maybe a little bit less customizable, but there is usually a tremendous win by moving in that direction as well. So either way, Live Search generally is a good winner. Here's the other thing. Adobe does continue to invest in this, and actually something better is coming. They include this same idea in their new Commerce as a Service and Commerce Optimizer products. In technical terms, what you have right now with Live Search is different than this forthcoming composable catalog data model, but there is a pathway, migration path, and thus a clear boost with the value that it brings. If you are interested in exploring Live Search, I would love to introduce you to our team. We're experienced with this search capability, and guess what? We've even dedicated a section of our self-guided Adobe Commerce merchandising course to this idea of implementing Live Search through best practices. We can help you identify the results with a live demo using your data. It often takes less than 8 hours to get a solid foundation, so then you can either test it out, or we can help work with you and build a search strategy on this Live Search foundation, and thus oversee a plan that converts more visitors into customers. On to point number 2, and that is that search results aren't as controllable as some other players in the market, and I'm specifically looking at Algolia. Live Search is designed to be somewhat plug and play, a little bit more in alignment as far as control-wise with Klevu. It is powered by Adobe's AI Sensei tools that really become the brains of the search, a little bit less human-powered and more AI-powered. My experience is that the results are at least decent and often really good. But if you do have an edge case where you need control over results, and I'm not talking about bump this product up, of course Live Search has that, but really fine-grained and powerful rule sets, you're going to be better off with Algolia. It's really exceptional in modifying and customizing the results at a very granular level. But on the other hand, if your search results require understanding intent, or maybe you have a lot of just vague queries on your website, Klevu could be a better option for you. Live Search is good, don't get me wrong, but I don't think I could put it in the exceptional category when it comes to result relevancy and control. Is it good for you? Perhaps. My suggestion is install it, configure it in a staging environment, synchronize the data up, and test the results. You will be able to see firsthand if your current search provider is at least on par with Live Search, and maybe Live Search could be far better. The only way to know is to try it out. Point number 3 is that interesting superpower. I said I would talk about it, so we're going to discuss it right now. You see, if you review the competition, you're going to find good features, you're going to find great case studies, but they all lack something that I find fascinating. That is the ability to modify or add to the results. Really? So how does that work? With your Adobe Commerce license, there is a system called App Builder. This is a code container that's integrated into Adobe's entire ecosystem. So you have access to their GenAI tools like Firefly, etc. And the cool thing is, you can pass requests through App Builder and thus make modifications. And it's a relatively trivial thing to do this. Could it be that the reason nobody else has this is because nobody wants it? It's possible, but think about a couple things that you can do now to bring incredibly relevant search results to your customers. For example, you can pull in real-time inventory data. Maybe you can pull reviews from Yotpo so it's hydrated right there into the product list, as opposed to trying to synchronize it up through the database and all the hassles that comes with that. Or you can just enhance specific areas of the product data. You can also adjust the query before it goes into Adobe's search system. Perhaps you have some criteria you don't want users to see. You can just hide it here. My one caveat is you would not want to use this to filter results after it comes back from Adobe. Of course, to play devil's advocate, couldn't we just do this with other systems too? Yes, but it is additional cost and thus a maintenance headache. With App Builder, it's one more piece of this whole system that you're already maintaining, so it's a win. No passwords to lose, no access in other systems to keep updated. This next point has a huge caveat, but I believe it's still worth saying. The caveat is that I personally have not worked on a live search integration for a little while. I understand that Adobe has worked on this problem and perhaps it's fixed now. Additionally, every Adobe Commerce environment is very different. My sample size isn't big. That said, I have seen some reports about this being a problem for other projects as well. Not a massive number, but it is a potential hiccup. And that is that we have had some trouble synchronizing data with Adobe, from Adobe Commerce up into the Adobe Search APIs. And I'm not talking about massive catalogs. Like I said, we have heard of this issue from some others as well, not just our own experience. And in a couple of cases, the Adobe Live Search project was actually abandoned just because there were these problems. Either way, if the value that I've explained above resonates with you, let's install it. Let's find out how it works for you. But again, if this point has you down, which it could be, my next point I think will excite you once again. And that is that the live search recommendations, so the recommendation engine is enhanced and powered by AI. Okay, so what? Algolia has AI power too. Klevu doesn't talk about it much, but I'm sure there has to be something baked in somewhere. Here's the thing, you pay a significant upcharge with Algolia for AI capabilities. You pay nothing for AI capabilities in live search. Now, while yes, it is often a buzzword, the way that Adobe uses it, I find compelling. Adobe uses AI to power the faceting, or that search filter tooling on the left side, as well as ranking results in the search pages. They take website browsing signals and use that to influence the AI engine. It's real and it works, and I find it a compelling piece of this value puzzle. Those are the 5 points I wanted to discuss about Adobe Live Search. I gave you the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's part of what I do here at SwiftOtter. But you might be then asking, how do we make sure this is a good solution for us? Like, there's a compelling value proposition, some great upsides, and again, there's a downside as far as the technical relevance if it is a huge pain to install into your environment. The answer is quite easy. Just give it a try on a staging environment. We at SwiftOtter can easily help you get it installed and configured, and in a worst case scenario, your investment then is super minimal. We get in, we handle all the technical details. We'll even handle Adobe interaction in the worst case, very unlikely scenario that it is warranted. Thus, the downside is minimal and the significant upside is tremendous. A solid search result system that's continually improving, learning from your customer behavior, and that's extensible is right here at your fingertips for no monthly cost. And I find that a very significant win. Our team is experts on Adobe Commerce. We know it like the back of our hand. And I'd love to get you in touch with the smart people on our side who will help you identify the best search solution for your users.